familiar with her story from the papers. Over the last 6 months or so, since her husband committed suicide following a call girl and embezzlement scandal, Mrs. Crosbie suffered weeks of press harassment, often only finding out the next stage of her husband's activities from the press. That must have been very hurtful for you, to just find out what was going on from press reports.
Well, yes, of course.
You knew nothing of the financial situation at your family company, did you?
No, that was very hurtful. The company had been in my family for nearly 80 years, founded by my grandfather, and suddenly there were all sorts of half-baked statements in the press.
Inaccurate material, do you mean?
Well, yes. Well, no, not exactly. It was just very painful, finding out from the press rather than from people that I'd known for years.
I suppose other disclosures more recently must have been equally as painful.
Well,
it must have been a great shock to hear from one national newspaper that your husband had a 10-year-old son that you didn't know anything about.
David?
That is the case, I believe.
That particular newspaper, it's as bad as the woman who said she was my husband's mistress. They're both liars.
Are you suggesting that the article was in fact fabricated?
I am, yes. It's time everybody knew about it.
But surely it is a fact, is it not, that Sandra Pennington did have a son by your husband whilst he was an MP? I mean, what would she have to gain by making something like that up?
It's absolutely not true. She's made it all up. The press put her up to it.
Yeah, but Mrs. Crosbie, I mean, this woman does say that she has proof, and indeed that Mr. Crosbie actually set up a trust fund for his son.
This is outrageous. I've had a... This is outrageous!
Excuse me.
Do you have to humiliate her like this? I want you to put a stop to this right now.
David, stay out of this. I want to have my say.
Obviously, feelings running very high among the family.
I should explain to those of you watching at home, this gentleman is Clive Crosbie's brother. If you wish to join us, sir, you're very welcome to sit down.
No, I'm sorry. I am not going to have her private life dissected all over the television screen. No, I'm not.
All right, David, I'll leave it to you. You have your say.
Well, we're sorry about that.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, let's play that back on the tape.
Stupid owl. Yes.